Bwana Rigiji, sisi tumeacha kwa matana hao wenzetu, lakini wewe pia uchunge wao wenzetu. Wakiingia kule kama ngamia, wataingia na kutoa wengine huko. Kichwa chako ukiona wengine wananyolewa, weka maji.
Hii serikali sinilipigania. There is no way I can move even an inch. Hakuna nafasi ya kusoka hata inchi moja.
Yes, how are you everyone? How was your day? During a recurring mass, there erupted a caution from the former CS of devolution, EUGENE Wamala, cautioning DP Rigathi Gachagua that the broad-based government may force him out of government. I think EUGENE Wamala say this on the background that every time RAILA Odinga has entered in a particular government, it has not remained the same. When RAILA Odinga entered Moi's government, we saw that turmoil because he expected that Moi was going to pick him, and he picked Uhuru Kenyatta. Fast forward, when he entered Uhuru's government, we saw Uhuru abandoning his deputy, and the rest is history. When now he has entered RUTO's government, and that's why even the differences in the Kenya Kwanza government have been magnified, because we all know in any marriage, if a co-wife comes in, things don't remain the same. So during this recurring mass, EUGENE Wamala cautioned Rigathi Gachagua that anytime is going to be forced out of government. So in this episode, I've come to talk about the possibility of this thing happening, what it means for our Kenyan politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. So during a recurring mass, EUGENE Wamala, the former CS, came out to caution Rigathi Gachagua that is going to be kicked out of government. And I think I saw two things. One, the Azimio coalition is fighting hard so that the Kenya Kwanza government can be discretioned, so that Gachagua can run for president in 2027. Because as it stands right now, the Azimio coalition does not have a formidable candidate. It's the reason as to why even the duties which are supposed to be done by the opposition is done by others, is done by the Gen Zs. Take for example, Morara Kabeso is doing a great job, okay, of exposing government, a job which must be ordinarily done by the opposition. And I think by RAILA Odinga going to the AU, it left a vacuum which the Azimio principles have failed to fill. It's the reason why even the Gen Zs rose up, because RAILA Odinga was in the back seat. The Azimio coalition has a bunch of guys who are weak compared to RAILA Odinga. And we all know for a person to fill a certain vacuum, he must either do as a particular person or get a new way of doing things better than the current person. And by the look of things, Azimio principles have failed to fill that position. And they're trying to sell fear to Gachagua so that he can run in 2027. Because trust me, one of the credible opposition that can be mounted against RUTO can be Gachagua. And I don't think RUTO can accept letting Gachagua go. Before I talk about this one more, let me first play you the tape when EUGENE Wamala was saying this, was telling this to the deputy president. He has the tape.
Mimi ni rafiki yako. Wewe na mimi tumekuwa na huyu bwana Lusaka Bungoma, umetusaidia. Lusaka huyu akiingia mara ya kwanza, huyu Rigiji alikamp kule Bungoma, tukamuingiza, tukanyorosha bwana Weta. Juzi wamebadilisha, sasa yeye ako upande ule na Weta, wakatunyorosha kule Bungoma. Lakini walipokuja hapa Trans Nzoia, tukashikana na Natembea, tukawanyorosha hapa Trans Nzoia. Na sisi tunasema ya mbele bwana Rigiji hayajulikani. Siasa hubadilika. Tuko na marafiki wamekuwa na sisi kwa Azimio, sasa wameingia kule kwenu. Hawa rafiki zetu wana historia, wako kama ngamia. Ngamia akiingiza kichwa anasema sijaingia kwa hema ya serikali bwana. Si unaona mgongo bado uko nje? Kidogo anaingiza shingo, kidogo anaingiza nundu, mwishowe ni miguu. Bwana Rigiji, sisi tumeacha kwa matana hao wenzetu. Lakini wewe pia uchunge wao wenzetu wakiingia kule kama ngamia, wataingia na kutoa wengine huko. Kichwa chako ukiona wengine wananyolewa, weka maji. Asante, Mungu awabariki.
So that is Eugene Wamalwa. In fact, in that video, Eugene Wamalwa is saying that there's a proverb that says that the camel once entered a house by first entering with its head, and eventually it entered. In fact, he has a very good argument, but the weakness of the Azimio principles is that they have failed to transit from the Azimio. In fact, if I was among the principles of the Azimio, this was the right time to dissolve the Azimio, so that each and every one can either an information to be formed, okay, to address the realities. But even when Kalonzo Musyoka, the leader of Azimio, every time he stands out to speak, he continues to tell us how Raila Odinga is still the head of Azimio. In fact, he has some softness for Raila Odinga, which is, by the way, is not working for him. In fact, that's the reason why he will never fill the vacuum of Raila Odinga. Okay? So the Azimio principles are not strategic. This was the right time to exit the Azimio, form a new formation, then start moving around the country. Even Moraro Kabeso, a person who doesn't have enough resources compared to those of the Azimio principles, is moving around the country. In fact, if Kabeso had positions like the way Kalonzo has, or Eugene Wamalwa, even the stature, will be a formidable force. Okay? So, Eugene Wamalwa, one, is selling fear to Gachagua so that it stands in 2027 because it will be a formidable force. But also, I see that they have failed to fill the position. In fact, even Gachagua, because Gachagua is anticipating, the way Gachagua speaks, is anticipating that in case Ruto does not name him a deputy in 2027, run for president, that is a given. Okay, but of course he must play his politics well so that he can be retained, because that is the best decision. You'll have gained enough money and maybe how to know how government is run. In fact, even Gachagua had an opportunity to,
and CS Eugene had
Eugene Wamalwa. Here is what Gachagua said. Here's the tape.
Don't worry my brother. Don't worry my brother. Kwa hii serikali hii mimi ndio mwenyewe niko ndani. Hata kukija kamia gani, mimi ni chuma ya zamani, niko huko ndani. I'm inside. Hii serikali sinilipigania. There is no way I can move even an inch. Hakuna nafasi ya kusoga hata inchi moja. Wale rais ameleta, tunawakaribisha tufanye kazi pamoja for one country. And the coming of the people who have come cannot displace the ones who are there. And even if there was an attempt and there isn't, it cannot work. Because mwenye kukaa pale Rigiji ni chuma. Iko namna hiyo. So don't relax, there is no problem. So sisi tunataka kwa Kenya waungane. Wale wamekuja kutoka ODM tumewakaribisha. We have one united country, we work together. Because this is our country na tutasonga pamoja. But mimi nataka watu waungane across the country, and we'll continue uniting our people. And there is nothing we can do about that, because that is what all regions do. Lazima mkate pamoja ndio.
So that is Rigathi Gachagua assuring CS Eugene Wamalwa that he will not be leaving government because he fought for it. In fact, that was the right answer. One of the few people that must not anticipate leaving government is DP Rigathi Gachagua. There are some people who sacrificed their bodies and bones for the Kenya Kanza government to be built on. That's why even when the government changes were made, there are some people who I felt bad, like Moses Kuria. Okay? Although he's bad mannered, maybe Ruto was trying to discipline him, but those are the people on which their bones the government was built. Okay? So the exchange between Gachagua and CS Eugene Wamalwa is such that the Azimio principles are calling Gachagua to run for president because it will be a formidable opposition against William Ruto. But as it stands right now, with Raila Amolo Odinga captured by Ruto, I don't see anyone who can mount a formidable force. In fact, I keep on even telling people that maybe the people who don't want William Ruto must pray that Raila Amolo Odinga does not make it to the AU. In that way, he will be the first person to come here and oppose the Ruto's regime. Other than that, no, as it stands now and the way how things are going, and the way how Ruto is now winning, he has embarked on his tours around the country, I don't see anyone putting up a formidable opposition. It's because of the weakness of the Azimio principles. Of course, that's my opinion. Drop me your comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I will see you on another one. Peace.